Hello and welcome back to Upgrade Your Life. Get ready to go on a wild ride as we uncover the shocking truth about pesticide contamination in our food. Today, we're diving into the dangers that could be lurking on your plate and revealing how you can protect yourself. Did you know that your seemingly innocent fruits and vegetables can carry a hidden toxic burden? What are pesticides, and why are they used in food production? Pesticides are chemical substances that are used in food production to control pests, diseases, and weeds that can damage crops and reduce yields. They are designed to target and eliminate or manage these unwanted organisms, ensuring healthier and more abundant food production. Pesticides are primarily used to control insects, such as beetles, caterpillars, and aphids, which can damage crops and reduce yields. They can also target other pests like rodents, birds, and nematodes. Pesticides are employed to combat plant diseases caused by fungi, bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens. They help prevent the spread and development of diseases, protecting the health and productivity of crops. Weeds compete with crops for resources like water, nutrients, and sunlight. Pesticides and herbicides are used to control weeds, allowing crops to grow without interference and maximizing yields. Pesticides can be used to protect harvested crops during storage and transportation, preventing post-harvest losses due to pests or diseases. Pesticides play a significant role in increasing agricultural productivity, improving crop quality, and ensuring a stable food supply. They help farmers maintain healthy and abundant harvests, contributing to food security and economic sustainability in food production systems. But how do pesticides end up contaminating our food? Pesticides can end up contaminating our food through various pathways during their application, growth, and processing stages. When pesticides are sprayed or applied to crops, some of the chemicals can adhere to the surface of the plants. This can occur through direct spraying, aerial spraying, or ground application. If not properly managed, overspray, drift, or runoff can lead to contamination of nearby crops or water sources. Pesticides can also contaminate the soil. When pesticides are applied to the soil, they can infiltrate it, persisting and being taken up by the roots of plants. If contaminated soil is used for farming, it can transfer the pesticides to the growing crops. Additionally, pesticides can leach into groundwater or runoff into nearby water bodies, potentially contaminating irrigation water used in food production. Residues of pesticides can persist on crops even after the application process. Some pesticides break down quickly, while others can remain on the plants for extended periods, especially if they are designed to have long-lasting effects. These residues can accumulate on the surface or be absorbed into the tissues of the fruits, vegetables, or grains. Are all types of fruits and vegetables equally prone to pesticide contamination? No, all types of fruits and vegetables are not equally prone to pesticide contamination. The levels of pesticide residues can vary depending on factors such as the specific crop, farming practices, and the types of pesticides used. Some crops have a higher tendency to retain pesticide residues, while others may have lower levels or be less commonly treated with pesticides. Certain fruits and vegetables, often referred to as the dirty dozen, have been found to have higher levels of pesticide residues when conventionally grown. These include strawberries, spinach, kale, nectarines, apples, grapes, peaches, cherries, pears, tomatoes, celery, and potatoes. On the other hand, crops with thicker skins or protective layers, such as avocados, pineapples, and melons, tend to have lower levels of pesticide residues. It's important to note that even though pesticide residues can be found on some fruits and vegetables, they are generally within regulatory limits considered safe for human consumption. However, individuals concerned about pesticide exposure may opt for organic versions of the produce, which are grown without synthetic pesticides. Regardless of the type of fruit or vegetable, proper washing and preparation techniques can help reduce pesticide residues on the surface. Additionally, peeling certain produce can further minimize potential exposure. Choosing a diverse range of fruits and vegetables, including both conventionally grown and organic options, can also help reduce overall pesticide exposure. How have research studies suggested that pesticides may impact our health and well-being? Research studies have suggested several potential ways in which pesticides may impact our health and well-being. Here are some key findings. Some studies have indicated a potential link between pesticide exposure and an increased risk of certain types of cancer, including leukemia, lymphoma, and various solid tumors. However, the specific relationship between pesticide exposure and cancer development is complex and can be influenced by factors such as the type of pesticide, duration and intensity of exposure, and individual susceptibility. Research has shown that certain pesticides, such as organophosphates and organochlorines, can have neurotoxic effects. Long-term exposure to these pesticides has been associated with cognitive impairments, memory problems, developmental delays in children, and an increased risk of neurodegenerative disorders like Parkinson's disease. Pesticides, particularly those with endocrine-disrupting properties, have been linked to potential adverse effects on reproductive health. Research has suggested associations between pesticide exposure and fertility problems, hormonal imbalances, birth defects, and disruptions to normal reproductive functions. Children are more vulnerable to the potential impacts of pesticide exposure due to their developing bodies and higher exposure relative to their body weight. Research has indicated that pesticide exposure during critical periods of fetal development and early childhood may contribute to developmental issues, including cognitive impairments, behavioral problems, and an increased risk of conditions like ADHD. Some pesticides have been associated with respiratory issues and allergic reactions, particularly in individuals who are already susceptible or have pre-existing respiratory conditions. Pesticide exposure may contribute to the development or exacerbation of asthma and other respiratory disorders. How can we spot and avoid pesticide-contaminated food? Spotting and avoiding pesticide-contaminated food can be challenging, but there are several strategies you can employ to minimize your exposure. Here are some tips. Opt for organic produce whenever possible. Organic farming practices prohibit the use of synthetic pesticides, reducing the risk of pesticide residues. Look for the USDA organic label or equivalent certification in your region. Even if you choose conventionally grown produce, thorough washing can help remove some surface pesticide residues. Use clean running water and gently scrub fruits and vegetables with a brush or your hands. This can help remove dirt, bacteria, and some pesticide residues. Consider peeling fruits and vegetables with thin or non-edible skins, as pesticide residues are often more concentrated on the surface. However, keep in mind that valuable nutrients and fiber may be lost with peeling, so choose wisely. Familiarize yourself with the Environmental Working Group's (EWG) annual lists of the Dirty Dozen, produce with higher pesticide residues, and the Clean 15, produce with lower pesticide residues. This can help you prioritize which fruits and vegetables to buy organic when necessary. Get to know your local farmers and support those who practice sustainable farming methods with reduced pesticide use. Visit farmers markets or consider joining a community-supported agriculture (CSA) program. Consider growing your own fruits, vegetables, or herbs using organic gardening methods. This gives you full control over the use of pesticides and ensures the freshness and quality of your produce. Keep up to date with pesticide-related news, regulations, and consumer advocacy organizations' information. This can help you make informed choices about the food you buy and consume. And that wraps up our journey into the world of pesticide contamination in our food. We hope this video has shed light on the importance of being aware and proactive when it comes to the food we consume. Remember, knowledge is power, and by understanding the risks and taking steps to minimize our exposure to pesticides, we can make healthier choices for ourselves and our loved ones. It's time to demand transparency, advocate for safer farming practices, and support sustainable agriculture. Together, we can create a future where our food is free from harmful pesticides, ensuring a healthier world for generations to come. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. See you next time.